Oh, that was a text I didn't need to read.
Now you have to read it out loud. I'm kidding. I don't know what
My
I was going
friend's
to say.
watching Kong Skull Island.
Oh, spoiler!
Spoiler.
Oh
Um,
no.
no, I've already seen the movie, but
Oh, don't tell me anything. I haven't seen it. I might watch it tomorrow. I don't know.
oh,
I
I thought about making it the movie for today, but I won't since you specifically asked.
Ooh. Yeah. I watched. Okay, so my friend was like, "We're gonna watch Kong versus Godzilla," and I was like, "Okay," and he was like, "All right, you've got to." He's like, "Have you seen all of them?" And I was like, "Well, I watched that one in 2014. I haven't seen the other ones." He's like, "Okay, well, you have to watch Kong Skull Island, and you need to watch the other Godzilla, just so it's like we know it." I was like, "Okay." So I started watching it this week, I think like Monday or something. And I was like, I'm watching it. And it was funny because he was watching it at the same time too. And it was like, oh, I also started it. Anyway, I finished it like the next day. I think it was last week. And now, this morning, I started like the first 5 minutes of the Millie Bobby Brown one. Because my other friend got HBO Max and he was like, hey, you can make your own profile. I was like, hey. Because he was like, I'm only getting it so I can watch The Nanny. I was like, I'm also on it to get it just to watch The Nanny.
Wait, so you have seen Kong Skull Island?
I watched Kong Skull Island.
Okay, that was the text I got, not King Kong versus Godzilla.
Okay, yeah, I saw that one.
Okay, then I'll tell you the text I got.
Okay.
It's Jesse.
Tell me in the world.
He said, I think the climax fight had Bree get vored down a lizard's throat in Kong's hand.
That movie is so dumb, though.
I hate that movie.
Why is Kong like walking like a toddler? Why? Like, why is he standing straight up? Like, boy wore a back brace as a child. Like, I don't even stand up that straight. Like, I'm a little lumpy, like, hunchback Igor nonsense. And meanwhile, King Kong's over here, like, he was doing classical walk training for 500 years. And, like, when he bends down, like, he doesn't even, like, hunch forward. It's like a squat, like a perfect, like, squat. Like, he's one of those trainer video guys. Like, all right, guys. All right, this is how you got it. This is what you get. Back straight. Like, it's kind of ridiculous.
He has the posture of, like, a very serious gay man. It's just like... Oh my god. Yeah, I've never thought of that, but you're right.
I just watched the movie, so like...
You're right! You're right! I've intentionally blocked out that movie from memory because I just hated watching it.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, like, I remember the day we went to see it. Fun fact, the Franco brothers were in the movie theater because we went to see it at the Grove. Do you remember that place? And James Franco and his brother Dave Franco were apparently at the Grove. So I went there for dinner and then we were going to go see the movie and I was talking shit about them and I think we walked right past them or something, or I just missed them.
And they were like, this little person was just talking shit about it.
Their
nice.
ears were ringing. Yeah, I hate the bamboo forest scene has traumatized me.
I was the one character that kind of humanized Chapman, right? Like, he's got the son.
He's writing the letter.
He was the first one to die, and I was like, I mean, I was kind of glad most of the white people died, but I was like, that one died though. Come on, I was like, I want him to get home safe to his kid. I guess that's why they did it, but it was just like. Oh.
Yeah, it was just so nasty. I hated it.
I thought the giant spider bug thing was super gross.
It was disgusting. That was when I was like, no, this movie's not for me. I'm looking away.
And then it's supposed to take place in the 70s, but no, it didn't even have the 70s vibe. They tried really hard to make it seem like it was the 70s. And I can tell by your faces, you were like, wait, what? But it's supposed to be the 70s. It's supposed to be the end of the Vietnam War. That's the whole thing. Is that Samuel L. Jackson and his whole troupe have just Like, they've just been like, we're pulling out, so they were leaving, and Samuel Jackson was like, I'm like an old soldier, I don't know what to do if I don't have a job to do, which is why he's like super suicidal on this mission. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, we just survived the Vietnam War, like, let's go home.
That makes me hate it even more. Oh my god. I remember distinctly the script being so bad. Like, in the first 10 minutes when, like, John Goodman is trying to recruit Tom Hiddleston, I remember listening like, this script is so bad.
Yeah, I was watching it, I was like dead-eyed like within 5 minutes, but I was like, I told you I was gonna watch this, I'm gonna watch this.
Okay, but the only good scene is when Tom Hiddleston, the gas is explode. I don't even remember why there's poison gas, but there is, and he like jumps through with the sword.
Oh, and they do like a weird slow-mo for no reason. I was like, this is like the only slow-mo in this movie. And then he doesn't even fully do the thing. He just, like, does some slice and dice. And then, like, I think Brie Larson does the thing. So I was like, why did we bother with this? And also, I don't buy the fact that Tom Hiddleston's supposed to be this badass, hardcore, like, I hate society kind of world. Like, I don't buy it.
It was the only good shot in the movie, but it made no sense. I was watching, I was like, they are so jumping the shark here. Like, if anyone ever asks me what jumping the shark is, I will
give me your
them.
sword. I need to cut some of these weird things. I don't even remember what it was.
The weird, gross lizard things?
Yeah, those weird, gross lizard things.
Ugh. No, I hate that movie. I hate that movie. Like, everyone's like, not everyone, 2 people have been like, should I watch this movie? And I'm like, no. And honestly, when I think about it, you don't even need to watch it.
No, you don't, because none of the characters are reoccurring.
You don't need the only
That's
thing.
why I was like, what's the point? Because even at the end, there's an end credit scene, and they're like, oh, we need to talk. There's other monsters, and it's like, okay, yeah, but we already knew that because we watched Godzilla before this. But also, it's like, those characters don't come back. They're not in, like, that new Godzilla. It's not like it was like, okay, let's see their backstory. It's not. Are you trying to set up Monarch? It doesn't matter.
That was the
other Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that was the only thing. It was just like Monarch, because they don't explain Monarch in the next Godzilla movie. Yeah. But like, they don't even really explain it here, and they still
just like
kind of.
They're just like, John Goodman had an idea, and it was Monarch, and then he recruited this little black boy who thought Hollow Earth was a thing, and he turned out to be right, and I was like proud of him, but also like.
I forgot they introduced Hollow Earth in Kong, and Jesse told me they did, and I was like, oh! So it's just Hollow Earth and Monarch. That's it.
That's it.
And hideous death scenes. Like, I hate that movie. Oh, my. And really good posture Kong.
And good posture Kong.
Honestly, I'm not that excited to watch Kong vs. Godzilla, because I feel like I'm going to do my boy dirty.
No, they're not. It's not going to be a good movie. But the poster... it's a poster... So there's a lot of the posters.
The memes?
Like... Oh, no, I'm talking about the memes.
Oh.
But I'm talking about, like, the actual, like, movie trailer posters. Like, I see a lot of them, like, to work, from work.
Oh.
And there's one where I think it's, like, Godzilla's hand that's in the... And every time I see it, I just want to, like, go out and, like, hold Godzilla's hand. Like, let us be one, Godzilla. And then, like...
Is it the
I've
one
been
where...
the past 2 weeks that I'm really excited for the plot twist of the movie where they both have a mother named Martha. Like, I'm really excited for that scene.
If their mother is Martha, does that mean the canon of George and Martha is... Speak of Godzilla and Kong? The implications, Monze. Oh, wait, is it Kong's hand? The one where it's like...
Is it Kong's hand or Godzilla? I don't know which poster. I don't know.
It's One Will Fall.
I don't know. I always just see, like,
I think it's Kong's hand.
I don't know whose hand it is, but it's just, like, I want to reach out and I want to hold that hand.
I sent it in the Discord chat.
I'm with you. I have to show my chat. Yes, it is Kong's hand.
It is Kong's hand. I'm just like, why would you make them fight? And I also don't like that, like, we've been rooting for Godzilla pretty much in, like, Godzilla King of Monsters. Like, he's clearly the good guy on our side. And we're just gonna, like, fuck that over for Kong. and Godzilla, where now Kong is the good guy. Like, no, I have no mammal solidarity. Like, I want Godzilla to be my good guy. So I'm not. I'm like, what is this? We're uniting against
But
the
I have to
reptiles
root for
now.
King Kong because he's my personal trainer. So, like, I have to.
No, I am rooting for my hunched over king Godzilla. Bad posture, but bad posture club.
Bad poster.
Bad posture. Bad posture
All
club.
right.
Okay.
This was you doing a podcast. Everyone just heard our thoughts on Godzilla and King Kong, but it's great. I always want to call King Kong Donkey Kong. Every time.
I would watch that movie.
Every time I'm like trying to talk about King Kong, I'm always like, oh yeah, Donkey King Kong Kong King. It's like the same thing. I have the same problem when I think of not ice, salt. Like for the snow.
Oh, you think like
I call it ice. I'm like, oh, we need to get the ice, but it's salt. But
salt.
I call it ice because it's for the ice. Mm-hmm. Except I call him Donkey Kong because the only monkey I really know is Donkey Kong. Only ape I know. Gorilla.
The only donkey I know is Donkey
The only donkey I know is Donkey Kong. So like,
and that's why I call it King Kong. Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. We don't watch movies, clearly.
Welcome to our Godzilla King Kong movie cast.
Welcome to our Bowser Donkey Kong movie cast. Okay. Yeah. Hosted by me, Corinne.
And me, Monze. Sorry. I'm sorry for doing my voice like that.
No, don't apologize. So this week's movie is related to our cold open. It is Pacific Rim Uprising. Ooh. I started watching the 2014 Godzilla movie today, and I was like, I should watch Pacific Rim Uprising, but I was like, it's too soon. I'm not ready to watch it again yet.
It's too soon, so I think it's not a good movie.
It's just not as good. Sometimes though, like you watch a really good movie and you're just like, okay, I don't need to watch this movie again for like 5 years. Like that's me in Jurassic Park. I'm like, I don't need to watch this for 5 years, literally. You know, I don't know. I'm about to reach that point.
I'm the kind of person that watches a movie that's really good, and then I think to myself,
I know.
I could watch it again right now.
I know.
And I can watch it 5 times in a row.
I know.
And then I can think about it for the next 10 years and how it changed my life.
Oh, I think about it, but...
And then I do that thing where I'm like, what if I was that character? And what if I did this?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, no. Don't change the rules. The story's already there. You can't change the rules. You don't belong in this movie. You belong in reality. The real world where everything's terrible.
Wow. No, I can't do that. I don't have the attention span to do that. And then I like have a hard time getting past the scene where Bryan Cranston dies in Godzilla because I know it's coming and I don't want him to die. He's my favorite character in the movie, but I know he will. So I'm just like, I can't watch this. So I just don't. But I'm about to reach the point where I'm ready to rewatch Pride and Prejudice, which I have not seen since I was a child. I know you do.
Pride and Prejudice. We have to watch it together because you need to listen to all of my squeals and all like, oh.
It sounds like I'm going to watch it by myself, and then I will watch it with you.
No! That movie is so good. It's so, oh my god, it's so beautifully shot. The soundtrack is amazing. Like, I think they got all the characters. Like, I think it's the best adaptation of Pride and Prejudice.
Okay. Like, I will watch it, and I will watch it with you. I just think if I'm going to rewatch it again, it'll be like I'm seeing it for the first time again, so I'm just going to do that by myself.
Whatever.
And then maybe, like, Lord of the Rings. I'm, like, approaching where I could maybe watch that again, and maybe The Hobbit again. I know you do! You watch that movie multiple times a year!
I love The Hobbit. I love it.
Yeah, I'm getting to that for them. Okay, so Pacific Rim 2 Uprising. Why have you not seen this movie, Monze?
Okay, So first off, I'm gonna say when I found out this movie was coming out, it was like a week before it came out
Mm-hmm.
because they did terrible marketing on this
This is
movie.
true.
Probably because it was a black man as the leading man. I can only assume. My boy John Boyega is once again sidelined and thrown in the trash. Beautiful man, beautiful actor, great person. Anyway, he's not a friend of mine. I'm just.
Really?
I'm in love with him.
Mr. Boyega, if you are listening.
Mr. Boyega, please. Just talk to me. Just acknowledge my existence, por favor.
Notice her senpai.
No, please.
You don't want him to notice you?
So what? What was I talking about?
Why you haven't seen this movie?
Yeah, so like I would drive to the train station and I would see like the ad for it, and I'd be like, huh, when's that coming out? And it was like blah 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 blah. I was like, that's like a week from now. Like, why is this just being put up? And I hadn't seen posters like anywhere else. It was just like this one spot, and I was like, okay. So I really didn't know about it, and I know that it had taken like a really long time for them to finally get like the sequel going because everyone was like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And so then, by that time, I just forgot about it because, and then I just never got around to watching it. Like I can watch, I think, Pacific Rim like on TV, like no problem. But I think I actually have to rent too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
It did interest me at the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't remember the marketing as much. I remember there was some, because, like, I got, like, a Pacific Rim 2 t-shirt, but I don't remember if I got it. I think I got it after the movie had already come out, because I got it at Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
The movie was released around WonderCon, and because I love Pacific Rim, I had been following this movie. I remember when this was first marketed as Pacific Rim Maelstrom, and then they changed the title to Uprising. So I've been following it. And I remember when the trailer first came out too, because it got released, I think, the Comic-Con before, and I was really excited. So I knew the movie was coming out, but I don't remember how many billboards or whatever were there. And just because there's billboards in LA doesn't mean it's gonna like go out to the rest of, wherever. So I believe you in that the marketing maybe was not that good. But I saw this movie during WonderCon because it was like, oh, this movie is out, and then we're like, let's go watch it. So we did. What do you think happens in this movie?
I honestly don't know. I barely remember the first one. I mean, like, I remember bits and pieces, and I have read some Pacific Rim AUs, so, like, I have a general idea of, like, the basic plot points of that movie. I just got a text message.
I heard.
Oh, it wasn't a text message. It was my DSW app.
Is that shoe store?
Silent, please. My phone updated and it changed all my settings, so now I get like my text alert message for all these like random apps. So it's like I always have to constantly change it. Anyway, yeah. So I'm assuming time has passed because I remember at the end of the movie they're like, "Oh, we've stopped this for now, but the kaijus are probably gonna come back." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh. So I'm assuming that the kaijus have once again started to come back. I'm assuming this is like a generation later. So like maybe like 25 years, you've got like your new fighters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the kaijus are bigger, better, and smarter than ever. And maybe the Pacific Rim, the robots.
The Jaegers?
The Jaegers? Jeez, yeah, the Jaegers. Look, it took me forever to even, like, remember what a robot was. The Jaegers are like failing, like they can't do the job anymore. So now like that program is kind of defunct.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's underfunded and they're trying to basically, I don't know, escape to space or something, like leave the planet because these kaijus are taking over. Or maybe they're trying to find like another wormhole to another portal, I don't know, to like a different world. Except there's like a ragtag team of like 5 guys, no, 6 people because two in a
Yeah.
Jaeger. And they're like, we need to stop it. We've got this big plan from the very beginning. Oh, I think isn't John Boyega Idris Elba's son in this movie? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Or is he a young Idris Elba? No, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I don't need to know any of this. Uprising. Maybe it's an origin story? No. I have no idea. I have literally no idea what this movie is about. Can you tell?
Alright. Let's
It could be like, because it could be like the uprising of the kaijus, or it could be like the uprising of the Jaegers.
Ooh, we'll find out. Well, I'm gonna send you the trailer.
Do I have anything even remotely right? You don't need to tell me what it is. Just like give me.
I'll be honest. I was kind of zoning in and out.
Wow.
You did. Yes, some of it was right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say some of it was right. Yeah. You like said some things, and I was like, "Oop," and then you said other things, and I was like,
You're like, ooh. All right, I can just watch it in the Discord. That's cool. Okay.
Oh, that's neat. Okay, cool.
Play. Universal. Legendary. Uh-oh. White person. You're so pretty, John Boyega.
I know. I love his hair.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, yeah, so this is the future thing.
Yes.
Oh, that Asian guy.
I should rewatch this movie.
It's you? It's her? She's hot.
Oh, I remember her.
Those guys are still around. A new generation. Ooh, I was right. Ooh. This movie does look actually really cool. Catch it! You're just gonna let that building? What do we need to see? They can heal themselves. And they're bigger than ever.
I should rewatch this movie.
Into battle.
Now I'm kind of sad I didn't rewatch it earlier.
Oh, now you're feeling just a little bit dumb, huh?
So we've got special.
You're gonna show me your toys?
Yes.
I love how you have to show it to me. I'm already like looking at the drawing in the behind you of the Jaeger punching the kaiju, like the heart.
It's the Jaeger punching Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of Godzilla versus Pacific Rim crossover art, and by a lot I mean
shocked.
2, which is 2 more than most people would have.
Yeah, 2 more than most people even knew about. If we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got like 3. I have 5 Jaeger, not recreations, but like figurines already. 3 of them are the same Jaeger, and then 2 of them are from the new movie. So we got this one, who is the whip, which you saw in the trailer.
Mm-hmm. I want to see his front. Don't just show me his side. Thank you.
Yeah, I really like his design. Huh?
Nothing. I said, did he say anything?
He has 2 whips actually, but he's only got 1 right now. And then
he's only got 2 whips. Okay, nice.
You can tell this one's the girl Jaeger
because
she's thin and fast looking and red.
Women have to be fast to get away.
She's got hips. Look, she doesn't have the shoulders. She's got this itty bitty little waist.
She's a beauty queen.
Yeah, I think she's really pretty, actually. I really like her. Also, her name is Saber Athena, so already right there, you're like, oh, if there was ever a girl Jaeger, it's that one. Anyway, so they're here. Do you want to amend any of what you think happens in this movie? I'm really excited to go into it.
It is the future! I definitely think now that John Boyega is Idris Elba's son.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they thought they had defeated the kaiju, but they didn't, and they've come back, and they're bigger and better and smarter than ever,
and sexier than before,
and sexier than before. And they have like a healing ability, and maybe they can also fly because they come from the sky now instead of the water, or maybe they come from both. I don't know. And so this is like the last battle to defeat the kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've amended, really. I guess I don't know what else. They fight a lot.
they fight a lot. They be fighting. You've given a general enough thing for me to be like, okay, yeah, that's accurate. All right, I found a pretty long one on IMDb, so I think I'm gonna use that one.
Okay. George, you're back. Hello, welcome. You don't eat for another hour.
Gotcha. So, I like to describe this movie as if someone made a fanfic of the first Pacific Rim and was given, what was the budget for this movie? $175 million to make it into a movie. It feels like fan fiction, the movie.
So it's really good. That's not true. There's some bad fan fiction.
There's a lot of bad fan fiction out there. Alright, so the film opens 10 years after the previous Pacific Rim movie. So we're in the future, 10 years in the future, after the so-called Battle of the Breach, which is when we know they defeat the kaiju, they seal the breach, yada yada. Jake Pentecost, John Boyega, is the son of Stacker Pentecost.
Oh, I didn't see it coming, plot twist!
But he doesn't see himself as anything like his dad. He's a former Jaeger cadet who now makes a living by dealing Jaeger parts in exchange for goods. Kind of rejecting all that stuff, whatever. Jake goes to a decommissioned...
No, Dad, that's your dream, not mine.
Jake goes to a decommissioned Jaeger scrapyard with 3 thugs that he's hustled in search of a very valuable Jaeger core. The thug leader forces Jake at gunpoint to find it to pay off what he stole from him. Jake finds that the core is missing, but his tracker is picking it up. He tricks the thugs into a trap and chases after someone who already has the core.
It's that little white girl.
He finds it's an orphan girl, Amara Namani. Interesting name. As the authorities arrive...
I like that pause. You were like...
As authorities arrive, Amara boards a Jaeger that she built and calls Scrapper, and Jake follows. So she's got this cute, like, teeny tiny little Jaeger that can, like, roll up into a ball. And, like, she just built it herself. So you're like, oh, okay, this girl is, like, a genius. A Pan-Pacific Defense Corps Jaeger, November Ajax, chases after the two. I think it's, I don't think there's a person in that one. I think it's automated, but I'm not entirely sure. But it's like a Vanguard sort of Jaeger, generic. But Amara pilots Scrapper to get them out. Jake tells her to use one of Scrapper's batteries to disable November, which works briefly, but the two are caught anyway. Quick sidebar. I realized you didn't go to the PowerPoint party, the very first one we had, where my PowerPoint was rating all the Jaegers in the Pacific Rim universe.
I wouldn't have been paying attention, so I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter. It's just it reminds me of it, because I was seeing some of the Jaegers in the trailer, and I was like, oh, right, this one was like, a D-class.
I know what this is. I know what this is. All I care about is Pacific Rim Jaeger.
Robots are sexy. The Jaegers are sexy. Okay.
Have you seen the movie Robots?
Yes.
How many of those robots do you find sexy?
That's a kid's movie, so...
Okay, Alright, but at the end of Zootopia, everyone was like, those tigers in their little booty shorts are super sexy. Don't come at me saying it's a kid's movie.
I don't know if I'd call any of them sexy, although some of them are designed to be sexy. But Rodney Copperbottom is probably my type if he was a man.
If he was a man. I get that. I understand.
You know, it's Ewan McGregor.
It's Ewan How can you go wrong?
I also like his dad. Anyways.
His dad is so cute.
Right? They're like, oh, you missed the delivery. But don't worry, making the baby.
Making the baby's the fun part.
After 12 hours of labor, finally. It's so funny.
You wanted a son, right, honey? Come here.
She was like, didn't we order a boy? Oh, you're right. Oh, he's got your nose. Okay. All right, moving back to here. Jake and Amara are in a cell when Jake is called in to speak to Mako Mori, who is... Ooh, she's got a promotion.
She's the hot lady in the white suit?
No. Mako Mori's from the first movie.
No, I know.
But that's not her.
If she was recast. I was wondering if she was
No. It's still Rinko Kikuchi.
Okay.
She's the PPDC, the Pan Pacific Defense Corps General Secretary. She's got that promotion. And she's also Jake's adopted sister, which we could probably put 2 and 2 together. She gives Jake a choice between going to jail or training new Jaeger cadets. Jake makes up his mind. He's not going to jail. And Mako says he's already set and that Amara will be a cadet too. No work, computer. The 2 are sent to the Hong Kong Shatterdome to begin training. Jake meets his former co-pilot in Gypsy Avenger, Nate Lambert, who is played by Scott Eastwood, who I also find attractive, with whom he now has...
It's because he looks like Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
But he's just like Clint Eastwood light. Like, I can't really get behind him. Like, I know Clint Eastwood's not a good guy, but man, he was hot.
He's just got that rugged American charm.
He's very... Yeah.
And Scott is like that, but prettier.
Yeah, maybe that's it. He's a little too
I think he's
pretty.
too pretty for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still good. He's still eye candy in this movie.
Yeah, for sure. He's a hot guy.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, he's too pretty. I don't know what it is.
I think he leans towards generic more than Clint does.
He's a little closer. Yeah, he's a little more. Yeah.
Because he's softer. Clint is very rugged and sharp and hard lines, which is part of his whole appeal.
That's true.
Yeah. Even his name, Scott versus Clint. But anyways.
Clint.
With whom he now has a strained relationship with. Amara then learns that Jake is Stacker's son, as she is a fan of him and Jaegers in general, obviously. Jake also meets Jules Reyes, a soldier that he becomes attracted to. Oh, she's a girl. Okay. I was like, ooh, Jules, that's a unisex
Jules
name.
Is my sister's name. I guess it's her nickname. But...
It's a unit. Like, I was just reading about Jules Verne earlier, so I've got Jules Verne in the brain right now.
Jules Verne in the main brain.
Yeah. Yes. Nate takes Jake and Amara to meet the other cadets, including Suresh, Ilya, and Victoria, or Vic. She isn't happy that Amara has gotten into the program based off the PPDC being impressed by her building her own Jaeger, and when it took Vic 3 times to get in. I think they fight, and then they're like, stop. So yeah, the Russian girl is like, oh, you just came in, blah, 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 blah. And
you just came in because you can build Jaeger. I have trained for 50 years.
Okay, that's literally how the scene goes down, though.
You think you are special. I tell you are not.
That's literally okay, I'm almost certain word for word that is the script. Almost certain. Anyways. The cadets begin their training.
You can beat me, let us fight.
By testing out their drift compatibility. Amara doesn't do well at first and is discouraged because she's one of those, I just do it by myself. Jake and Nate talk in the kitchen and agree to stay out of each other's ways. The Shatterdome is visited by reps from Shao corporations, including its CEO, Li-Wan Shao. That's the lady in the white.
That's the hot lady in the white outfit.
Yeah. And Newt Geisler, Charlie Day, who is now her head of research and development.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Their plan is to quickly deploy a large number of Jaeger drones around the world, which is viewed as a threat to the PPDC. So they're trying to, like, modernize the Jaeger stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're, like, being visited, and they've got, like, an uneasy kind of alliance, but they're also, like, competitors. Newt...
Charlie reunite with his husband.
Yes, Newt reunites with Herman Gottlieb, who brings him to the PPDC's research lab to show him a vial of kaiju blood, which may be essential in the development of the drones in making thruster pods. Herman also
I want
tells...
them to drink it and like become like kaiju wolves, like where kaiju.
Oh,
That would be a plot twist.
who's...
You didn't even think of that, did you?
No.
That'd be cool.
Herman also tells Newt that he still has nightmares of when they drifted with the kaiju brain. Newt then leaves to go reunite with Li Wen, who tells him to stay away from Herman so that she doesn't have to question his loyalty. Um, Mako tells Jake how she doesn't trust the drone program because they are remote operated and could be compromised or hacked. She tells him that she had it authorized for Jake to co-pilot Gypsy Avenger at an upcoming meeting in Sydney, so kind of like a press conference sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
Gypsy Avenger gets deployed in Sydney with Jake and Nate co-piloting. Suddenly, a rogue Jaeger, Obsidian Fury, rises from the ocean and begins to attack.
Oh no!
Yep. Jake and Nate operate Gypsy to fight back. In the chaos, a chopper with Mako on board is struck by Obsidian.
Oh no, did she die?
And although Gypsy tries to rescue her, they just miss her. And the chopper crashes to the ground. I think in the scene, they literally like reach out like the hand, and I think they miss it, or like they just miss her. While she's in the helicopter, this bitch, okay, I love her. I was, first of all, very upset that she died. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But
yeah,
second,
I'm upset too.
yeah, but then she was also like, oh my god, I gotta get this information out. Like, I'm about to die. I have this critical information. I need to send it. So she's like downloading, uploading shit while the helicopter is like spinning, and she's like, anyway. So yeah, she finally like does like this last thing to kind of help them right before she dies.
Save the world.
Obsidian returns to the water. Jake returns to the PPDC mourning Mako's loss. He meets with Amara, who offers her condolences. In order to help her out, Jake drifts with Amara, and he sees a memory of hers. This scene is traumatizing. So she was in San Francisco when like the kaiju first came out, and she's like on the boardwalk, and it's like San Francisco. Oh, actually, it was Santa Monica. She's on the Santa Monica boardwalk when the kaiju attack, and she's like, they take like a picture or something. It's like a Polaroid, and then the dad's like, go like develop the photo. So she runs off to kind of go do that, and then the kaiju appears, and like there's like a break in the boardwalk between her and her family, and her dad's like, come here, like jump to me, and she's like about to, and then the kaiju like stomps on them. And they all die, and she had like a little brother and everything, like just gone. Her whole family.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I was like, that's horrific. Oh my god. So yeah. Jake, she has like a whole Makomori moment.
It's called war, Corinne.
Okay. Jake has to snap her out of it and remind her not to hold on to the memories, so they bond. At the Shao headquarters, Newt learns from Li Wen that the drone program has been authorized in the wake of the Sydney attack, so they're using that Sydney attack to kind of like, this is why we need it. Newt considers the timing of this to be inconvenient. He returns home and starts talking to someone he calls Alice. The framing of this scene is great because he comes in and you don't see Alice at first, but he's like talking to her. And he had mentioned Alice before to Herman. He's like, you should come over and meet Alice. So he's like talking to her and everything, and it seems very casual. But then he goes to the bedroom and they reveal Alice is not a person. Alice is a kaiju brain in a pod.
Of course. Of course it is, because he's such a weirdo. I love him. Okay.
That he drifts with a lot. And it's weird. You're getting weird vibes. Because the framing of it is like he talks to her as if they're in a romantic relationship. And it's a brain of a kaiju. It's gross. I was like...
Love is love is love. Love wins. And,
love wins!
And... if it's a monster, hey. If it's a monster brain, even better, because it's real. You don't have to get caught up in the physical. It's all about that emotional...
intellectual...
intimacy. Yeah. Like, it's just there. Like, you get each other on, like, a deeper, more viable level.
Yeah.
You can look past things like not having a body and being a completely different species when it's just, like... in the head, like in the brain, in the big kaiju brain.
Yeah, and he drifts with her like every night, so it's You know, they're still,
I mean, it's nice to see that the romance hasn't died in that relationship.
yeah, they're keeping it alive. Um, honeymoon period will never end for them. So at the PPDC, Amara and Vic get into a fight. Oh, here we go. With Amara actually managing to overpower Vic despite being half her size. The fight is broken up immediately by Nate. Jules enters to tell him that Herman deciphered Mako's final message. This is what she was like. Da, da, da. It's the location of an old Jaeger facility in Zemlia where Obsidian may be operated from. Jake and Nate ride Gypsy to the facility where Obsidian attacks again and destroys the facility. I think this is where they're fighting on like ice. They're like up in Russia or whatever.
Okay.
The two manage to overpower Obsidian this time and they rip out its central core. Gypsy pulls off Obsidian's head to reveal that it was being operated by a kaiju brain.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
The plot thickens. Amara and a few cadets sneak into the wreckage of Obsidian Fury. Upon inspection, Amara finds a tube with a Shao logo on it. As she cuts into it, it leaks acid that severely burns another cadet's arm. She is subsequently kicked out of the program to her disappointment. So she just causes an accident that injures another cadet.
Okay, cadet.
Yeah.
Okay.
After she expresses that she doesn't belong, Jake tells her not to let what other people think of her define her. As Amara leaves, the other cadets express their regret, and Jake sincerely tells her to build her next Jaeger bigger. I need to watch that scene again to figure out why exactly. But my guess is just a misunderstanding, whatever. She got too, like, oh my god, this is what it is, and it hurt people. The drones are set to be deployed to PPDC's shatter domes around the world. However, they are quickly taken over by kaiju brains, making them look like Jaeger kaiju hybrids. This scene was a bit weird because they just suddenly started turning into them.
It's again a part of the big plan.
Yeah.
The kaiju brain
they
was
hacked
like,
into it.
Yeah, they were like, we've been planning this for years. Yeah. Us and all the other kaiju brains.
Yep.
They had it up their sleeve. They already knew.
They begin to attack the Shatter Domes, killing many and wrecking almost all the other Jaegers. Herman rushes to find Newt to stop this, but when they reach the lab,
his husband.
Newt initiates a program in the drones to prepare them to open breaches around the world to unleash more kaiju.
What?
Newt has been planning this for the last decade after his mind has been corrupted by the kaiju creators, the precursors, after drifting with the kaiju brains for so long.
Oh my god, he's become one of them. Mm-hmm. This is the most heartbreaking thing I've heard in my entire life.
Love has corrupted him.
Love has corrupted him.
Yeah, there's like this scene where like he releases the drones and they're like all like itty bitty little. I think this is what I wrote. They like all something happens and yeah, it's just like a bunch of bugs. They look like bugs, but they're not. They're drones.
Ew.
And there's like a bit where it's like he's like having conversations with himself. There's like the part of him that's still him, but then there's other part of him that's like affected by the thing.
Kaiju brain, yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't want to do it, but I have to, and then all this stuff. Herman tries to stop him, but Newt gets away. The drones begin to open the breaches, and kaiju start to crawl out from the ocean depths. Li-Wen manages to shut the drones down because she's like, what the fuck? This is not what I wanted. I just wanted a monopoly.
So she doesn't know that her version of Jaegers are being controlled by...
Yes, she doesn't know. She is sincerely creating drones just because she thinks
they're literally drones. Okay,
yeah.
But Newt is the head of his, like, R&D.
Yes.
Okay, he's been secretly planning this.
Yeah, he's been fucking around with her technology, and he's responsible for why they're being taken over by the kaiju brains. Okay. Yeah, so when they found, like, the Shao technology, it's because Newt was, like, just using her business and her technology and stuff in there.
For his evil plan.
Yeah, so she's like, what the fuck is going on? This shouldn't be happening. But it's like what Mako was saying. They can get hacked, and they are getting hacked. So Li-Wen manages to shut the drones down and keep the breaches closed, but 3 kaiju have successfully gotten out and are making their way into Japan. In the lab, Herman and the others determine that the kaiju are headed to Mount Fuji because it contains rare earth elements and when mixed with kaiju blood will create a violent reaction that sets off the ring of fire and activates all nearby volcanoes to destroy humanity and bring forth more kaiju. The PPDC gets set on bringing in reinforcements to repair Jaegers and the cadets ready for battle. Jake and Nate meet with the cadets and prepare them with a speech from Jake, much like his father did in the past. He and Nate board Gypsy Avenger, while Amara joins Vic and another cadet in Bracer Phoenix. That's the one with the big Morning Star thing, the bulky, ugly-looking one. Along,
Okay.
along with Guardian Bravo, which Suresh and another cadet are in. That's the one with the whips.
Okay.
And Saber Athena joining. Suresh's entire character arc, he doesn't really have an arc. His entire thing, I think he's like scared of. He wants to know if he'll ever get to fight because the kind of what the cadets are going through is like they're going through this training and he's like, I don't even know if I'll pass, I don't know if I'll actually get to fight, sort of thing. So now they're actually fighting. They lift off using Herman's rocket thrusters with the kaiju blood and rare earth elements as fuel. The three kaiju are already attacking the city. The Jaegers arrive and start fighting back. Unfortunately, Newt uses his tech to merge the beasts into one mega kaiju. So when you said it looked like it was healing,
oh, they were all combining. It was like it's like a Power Rangers.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
Megazord. So that's like the drones are like making it. This one proves to be insanely powerful, causing casualties within Guardian and Saber. So yeah, the Guardian, Bravo, this guy, he gets killed and he barely has any action, which is really stupid. And I think this is the reason why I'm so hesitant to rewatch it again, because I don't want to watch Suresh die. It's kind of gruesome. It's like you see them get like pummeled and then you get a shot of just his hand coming out from the ground. I'm like, that's so nasty, no. And then you feel bad because like his whole thing is like, oh my god, I don't know if I'll ever get to fight, and also I'm kind of scared of dying, and now he's dead. So they die. I forgot the casualty with Athena. I think Saber Athena was neutralized. I don't know if she died in there. Da, 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 I lost my spot. Okay. It manages to overpower all the Jaegers before it starts heading toward Mount Fuji. Nate is severely injured and Bracer is down as well. Bracer's cool because it's like a 3-person Jaeger. Nate ejects himself to allow Amara to join Jake for them to co-pilot Gypsy. Lewin arrives with Scrapper and uses the last rocket to help Gypsy head toward Mount Fuji. The mega kaiju moves closer and closer toward the volcano. The cadets decide the only way to stop it is to send Gypsy soaring right into it. Once they reach a high enough altitude, Gypsy is sent hurtling toward the beast. Jake and Amara struggle to free themselves, but Scrapper gets them out in time. Gypsy collides powerfully with the mega kaiju, sending it rolling down the mountain until it dies. Newt tries to initiate Plan B, only to get knocked out by Nate. Jake and Amara land safely and celebrate their victory. The last scene shows Newt in custody, vowing revenge and swearing that the kaiju will return and that the precursors will destroy the world. Jake enters and promises that humanity will be ready to fight back, bigger and badder than ever.
So Newt just goes crazy.
Yeah, he's totally lost it.
That's so sad.
I know.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, he orchestrated Mako's assassination to ensure his plan would proceed. So he
damn.
Like he was like, I'm gonna get Obsidian Fury in here so that the lady, I just forgot her name, Li Shen, I think, Li Wen, would be like, okay, we'll use the drones, and then he could use it. So he's the human antagonist for this movie because he's working for the precursors, basically. Yep, so that's the movie. I'm trying to see if I missed anything that's in the Wikipedia version. The brain was grown on Earth, the one that was piloting Obsidian Fury. And Obsidian Fury itself, if you look at it, is basically a copy of Gypsy Danger. Because Gypsy Danger got like it fell into the breach, so the precursors saw it before it like blew everything up.
Oh,
but they still like had that like Jaeger there, like they saw it. So if you compare them, Obsidian Fury is like a sleeker, like darker, sexy version of Gypsy Danger. Kind of both alien and robot. Like the kaiju made
Right,
that
because they're like a
basically.
hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
I'm really sad that you went crazy.
Yeah. Um,
I thought you were gonna tell me that Alice was actually Herman. I was like, did the shippers get there? They didn't get their thing.
no.
I'm
I
so
mean,
sad. I
okay,
was rooting for them.
they have not been deterred, though. Are you kidding me? This is just like, we've got redemption material here. You're telling me
Look,
that
look.
Herman isn't going to visit Newt every single day while he's, like, locked away and, like, try to reason with him and be like, I know you're in there, Newt. I know you're in there, and, like, breaks down because he loves him so much.
And
Like,
then real true love is what
Mm.
saves the day.
Yes, the angst. There's so much angst fuel here. Oh, it's great. Like I've already seen it. I've already seen some of that. Um, but yeah, so it, like I said, to me it feels very much like, oh, did you break? No. A fan fiction of Pacific Rim got made into a movie. That's just how it feels. It's not as like, doesn't quite have the same aesthetic as the first one. It's a little grungier, like doesn't have the Del Toro touch to it. Um, but it's still, I still like that it continues the world building, that it adds to the world building, that it's continuing the canon or trying to. Um, Oh, excuse you. I think the story is still fine. It's just, it feels like a sequel. It just feels like a stereotypical sequel, and everything's just kind of like a step down. But I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, this is fine. I'm fine with this. I wanted to see more and live more in this world. I wish Mako was alive for it. I wish that Raleigh Beckett was in it as well. I wanted to see more of the original characters. I'm wondering why was Jake conveniently not ever mentioned at all in the first one, and I just chalk it up to Idris Elba was just so concerned with not having the world and that we couldn't have some vulnerability time with him because his son is somewhere else and he's just only in that moment.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good way
thought.
to pretend like that. So what happened?
I can excuse anything with this movie. But yeah, you were right. This movie ran into a bunch of production. I don't want to say production hell, but it's like a lot of back and forth because the first one was what, 2013? 2012, 2013. Del Toro wanted to do a sequel, like he was fine if it was a standalone.
Yeah,
He
I remember they even wanted
to
to even do like a TV show and all this stuff.
Yeah,
like I remember.
Yeah, I remember because people were telling me about it, and it was like, oh, maybe like because I was still in animation at that point. It's like maybe you could work on that, like keep your eyes peeled for this. Universal, I think, kept delaying the film. There's conflicts between Universal and Legendary. Because, oh, right, I think Universal was eating Legendary. So Universal is the new financial and distribution partner. So Legendary was like, we want to make this. Universal was like, Del Toro kept working on it. Legendary got sold to Chinese Wanda Group for 3.5 billion. So then they were like, okay, now we're definitely going to have a sequel because this movie was so popular in China because the domestic market was okay, but it made so much internationally, specifically in China, that they were like, okay, we're definitely going to get this sequel. Then Stephen S. D. Knight was going to take over, so Del Toro wasn't going to direct anymore, but he's still a producer. They started casting in 2016. Charlie Hunnam couldn't do it because he was doing King Arthur. I think he should have done this movie. It would have been superior. He should have
done, what's he doing now? I don't know.
Oh, they filmed in Seoul and Busan in South Korea using the drones. We love that. Let's see. Gypsy Avenger has 2 cores, which I think is cool. They couldn't get the original composer, which is a shame because he was very good. He was probably booked with Game of Thrones. This movie grossed $59.6 million in the U.S. and $230 million in other territories, so the worldwide total was $290.5 $5 million against a production budget of $150 million, but they would have needed $350 million to break even. So it was a box office bust. I do think it releasing around WonderCon wasn't a bad idea, but I think it just wasn't good enough. I don't think it was terrible, but again, it's kind of what you're going in for. But there is an anime series, Pacific Rim The Black, which was announced in 2018. I think it's that weird 2.5D thing. So this was announced in 2018, and then which I think I knew about, but then I forgot. And then my friend told me recently that they had just released it in the beginning of this month. So the first season is out. The second season is in the works. You mean last month?
Because today is April.
Oh yeah, beginning of last month. You're right.
April Fools.
Yeah. So we've got this one is set far into the future. And
they still haven't solved the problem.
Arises from the Pacific Rim and overrun the continent of Australia. Oh, it seems I actually don't know. This might be Atlas Destroyer. I've heard of you. Launched in 2017. Far into the future is not even. If they find Atlas Destroyer, how far into the future could they be? I don't remember. Anyways, but there is an anime series which I want to watch. So.
Okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it was basically what I kind of thought it was going to be once I saw the trailer and figured out what it was going to be about.
Yeah.
That plot twist with the kaiju brain thing was like, oh, I didn't see that coming at all.
I didn't see it coming either. Like,
I'm glad that they did bring those two guys back. What else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of, like, destroying things, and I know you love that stuff. Like, unless it's, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna give it a 3 out of 5, because I think it's interesting, and I'll probably watch it, maybe, but I'm not gonna run out of here and, like, watch it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason.
I want to see John Boyega. He's so pretty.
Oh, he's so good. He's very good.
He's so beautiful, and he's got a cute haircut, and he's perfect.
Yeah. He's good in the movie. I think the cast is fine in the movie. Mm-hmm. I don't remember having much issue with any of the acting. It's good.
George.
Yeah, I think a 3 out of 5 is pretty fair. Like, if Pacific Rim 1 is a 5 out of 5, this is really solidly a 3 out of 5.
Pacific Rim is a 5 out of 5.
It is a 5 out of 5.
It's also a 3 out of 5.
No, it's a 5 out of 5.
I saw it once on TV with commercials.
That's not the way to see it.
Come here. George!
Yeah, I like the universe. I just like, it's just Mecha Gundam, but live action. It's Neon Genesis, but live action. And I don't need to watch those anime fully. I can just watch Pacific Rim and get what I want. Which is just the intimacy of sharing someone's brain so you could pilot a giant robot. What more could you ask for? Yeah, sex is cool, but have you considered? Yeah, have you considered mind melding and piloting a robot together instead? Like, that's real romance. Come on.
That's where the real money is.
Yes.
Every rom-com should be a Pacific Rim. Should be set in the Pacific Rim universe.
Oh my god, yes. I want that relationship angst. Oh, there's George.
There's George.
Yep.
He's like, you're ignoring me. And now he's messing with the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, George.
Alright. Well, that's That's the episode.
Hey, where can they find you, Corinne?
Where can they find me? You can find me on Twitter at Corinne is Korean. My sister said, Corinne, you're on Twitter a lot. And I said, you're right. You're not wrong. Yeah. That's where you can find me. Monze, where can they find you and
You
us?
can you can find me at Magic Monster. Um, you can also find both of us at Don't Watch Movies on Twitter. Both of those are on Twitter, by the way. Um, my cat has an Instagram, but you have to look for that for yourself. Uh, and I think that's it.
Yep.
Tell us how you feel about Pacific Rim and or Pacific Rim 2.
And if you've seen the anime and if it's good.
And if you're John Boyega, feel free to slide into my DMs.
Ooh.
Ooh. But no sexy stuff, because that'd be weird. I just want you to say hi to me.
You heard it here first. We would like John Boyega to slide into Monze's DM to say hello.
To say hello.
Yes.
Look.
All right, well, thanks for listening.
A sexual woman does not want any sexy stuff.
Yes. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.